I'm so excited to make this bracelet nail with you. The Wildflowers products you're going to need are nails in a box, the shape pointed, the crystal art paste, the matte top coat and the top coat gel, the chrome paint color in golden, the diamond glue gel, the pearls set, the AB crystals set. The tools you're going to need are the gold bullion pen, the dotting tool, yellow vegan brush, crystal wax tip tool, large flat silicone tool, the silicone palette, a thin necklace, and the other things you're going to need that are not pictured are a pair of old utility scissors, a pair of tweezers, and a pair of gloves. So grab all your products and let's get started. To get started, polish 2 thin coats of Nude Mood gel polish, followed with a coat of matte top coat. If you're following along with me, you can pause this video and meet me back here when you've completed this step. Our nail is ready, so let's create the tortoiseshell bracelet first. You're going to need your crystal art paste, a dotting tool, a silicone tool, and a pair of gloves. Go ahead and put your gloves on first because you don't want to touch uncured gel products with your bare hands. That's how allergies and sensitivities start, and you don't want that. So practice safe nail art and always wear gloves when working with uncured gel products. There are so many videos on social of people handling gel products without gloves on, but just because other people are doing it doesn't make it safe. Wear the gloves. Okay, so you've scooped out a dollop of the art paste with your dotting tool. For reference, this is about the size of a pea. So start rolling it between your gloved fingers into the shape of a little rolling pin. Roll it to the thickness you want your bracelet to be. And once you get it the size you want it, it's time to place it on the nail. If you're working on a press-on nail, it's easier to set the nail down for this step. Place it about 1/4 inch down from the top of the nail so you have enough room to add a bracelet above it. Once you place it on the nail, you can pinch off the sides with your finger or a tool, like your silicone tool. You can see the right side of mine stuck to my glove, so it came off without any effort at all. The art paste really sticks to gloves, so you may end up having to change gloves. If you do need to change gloves, no big deal. Just pause the video and come back. So using your silicone tool, scooch your bracelet and make it straight. Use the tool to clip off the rest of the art paste on the other side of the nail too. Turn it where you can see the sides and be sure it's the same thickness. This one is a bit thinner on the right end, so to even it out, you just smush the paste on the left side towards the right till you get it even in thickness and in height. Bracelets come in all shapes and sizes. This tortoise shell we're working on will be the chunkiest bracelet and the most detailed bracelet on this nail. It's going to be the eye catcher, so it's important to get the shape right. Then painting it will be easy peasy lemon squeezy. When I was thinking of ideas for this design, I started thinking about all the bracelets I used to wear when I would get dressed up to go out. I used to wear so much fun jewelry, and I had some really cute bracelets. Pretty sure I still have most of them packed away in a box somewhere. I bet you have plenty of bracelets too, so if you need some inspo, just get them out. So just keep smushing it with your silicone tool. I find that my large flat silicone tool works so good for this. You can make your bracelet flat on the top. You can make it a little bit wider by pressing it down. You can make it a little bit rounder if you want. It's really just up to you. This stuff is so easy to play with and it's not gonna dry until you put it in the lamp. So just keep pushing it around. Make sure it's straight is the main thing and make sure that it's even on both sides. Once you get it like you like it, cure it for 30 seconds. Once it's cured, it's time for a thin coat of tortoiseshell glass gel. You can use the brush straight out of the bottle to save a step, or you can put some on a palette and paint it on with a small brush, whichever way is easiest for you. You only need a little bit, so wipe most of the polish off of your brush and just use the tippy tip. Be sure you coat both sides of your bracelet too, not just the top. Work slowly and intentionally so you don't get any on the nail. But if you do, you can use a cleanup brush to remove it. Just be sure you do that before you cure the nail. After you have your first coat of tortoise glass gel on the bracelet, cure for 30 seconds. Now we're going to go on with our tortoise shell bracelet design just like you would on a tortoise shell nail, only much smaller. So a dotting tool works great for creating the spots. For these first layer of spots, we're going to use black glass gel. Be sure to put the spots in different places, like along the edges as well as the top, to make it more realistic. Just make them kind of random and cute, just like that. And once you get the spots just like you like them, cure them in the lamp for 30 seconds. Now add your second thin layer of tortoise glass gel. You can still use the edge of your brush to make it easier. Just make sure you have barely any on your brush and don't forget the underneath and the top side of your bracelet. You want those parts to be covered as well. So just go slowly and intentionally. And again, if you need to use a small brush for this step, you totally can. If you end up getting some on the nail, just be sure you clean it up with another brush before you cure it in the lamp. Once that coat is finished, cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds. Now it's time for the second layer of spots. They're going to overlap the first layer, and you're going to want to use the void gel polish for these spots. Again, be careful not to make these too perfect, and don't forget your edges. Once you get this layer of spots like you like it, cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. Now you're going to finish the bracelet by applying a thin layer of top coat gel, just using the tippy tip of your brush. It doesn't take much, so be sure there isn't but a tiny amount on the brush. Don't forget to make sure that the top and the underneath side of your bracelet is covered, and hang the nail upside down before you place it in the lamp to allow the top coat time to smooth out any uneven areas in your bracelet. Then cure for 30 seconds. Put some diamond glue gel on your mat, and using your yellow vegan brush, you're going to get enough through the bristles because we're going to paint a line underneath the tortoise bracelet we just created. I find it easiest to do this by starting from the center of the nail, then pulling to the right, then turning the nail upside down and doing the same thing but pulling to the other side of the nail. You're going to add gems to this line of gel, so if the line isn't totally straight because you have bad eyes like me, it can be really hard to see a clear line of gel, right? You'll be able to push the crystals around to make the line straight before you cure it, so don't panic. So just paint it as straight as you can. Now you're going to pick up a medium-sized pearl and place it in the center of that line that you just painted. If you have trouble finding the center, this is a pointed nail, so just kind of visualize going straight up from the center of the point at the tip of the nail. Now you're going to get out several small AB crystals and put them on your mat to go on either side of the pearl that you just placed. I love these crystals. Aren't they so pretty? They're my favorite. It takes several of these because I'm using the smallest size. Start placing them on either side of the pearl, and once you get them all placed, you can scooch them where you need them with the other end of your crystal tool and make sure that they're all straight and in line and just like you like them before you cure them in the lamp. This is where it gets easier to tell if your line is straight or not, and to make it straight and make any corrections if you had trouble seeing if you painted a straight line with the clear diamond glue gel like I do. So when I get the color on the nail from the crystals, it makes it so much easier. And then you have that bracelet above it to use as your guide as well, which is super helpful. You just want to be sure all your bracelets are straight, because if one is crooked, the rest of them are going to be crooked. And once you get them all where you like them in the right position and they're all straight, cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds. For bracelet 3, you'll paint another line of diamond glue gel just like the previous one. So start from the center and go out to the right, and then flip the nail upside down, start in the center and pull to the other side, or vice versa, depending on what hand is your dominant hand. For me, I'm right-handed, so I start from the right and pull out from that side, and then I flip the nail upside down. You can also flip your client's hand upside down too, if that makes it easier. Now you're going to dispense several gold bullion beads. This bracelet is just going to be gold bullion beads, so you're going to dispense a lot of these. I love this bullion pin. It is so convenient because you can just dispense one at a time and as many as you need, and it doesn't make a huge mess. So begin placing the bullion beads with your crystal tool. Try to avoid getting gel on the wax tip because it will cause it not to pick up as well after a while. But you can buy replacement heads, so all is not lost if you do accidentally get some gel on it. If at any point you make an oops like I did and get a bit of diamond glue gel on the background, it's okay. Just get a brush and wipe it off before you cure. Make sure your beads go all the way to the edges without hanging over the sides. Because if you're doing this nail on a client, they're not going to want gems hanging over the sides. They all need to be on the surface of the nail, none hanging over. So keep placing the beads until you have a solid gold bullion bracelet going all the way to the edges on each side of the nail. And once you get all the bullion beads, it'll be like your other bracelet above it. You're just going to scooch everything into place and make sure everything is straight with the other end of your wax tip tool. If after you scooch everything into place you end up with a little gap, just add one more bullion bead to the edge. Then once you make sure they're all straight and in place and there's not one sticking up higher than another or lower than another, then it's going to be time to, you know what, cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. Whoops, I take it back. If you got some diamond glue gel on your nail, get a little bit of alcohol on a brush and wipe that off first before you cure it in the lamp. Now let's move on to our fourth bracelet. We're going to do the same thing, creating another thin line with our diamond glue gel underneath the bracelet, the gold bullion bracelet that we just made. This is where we use the piece of necklace. This is one of my favorite bracelets on this nail, other than the tortoise shell, of course. Place your necklace over the diamond glue gel using a pair of tweezers. Make sure one end goes all the way to the edge. That way you only have to cut off one piece. So get it like you like it, and once you've placed it and made sure it's straight in the diamond glue gel, you're going to cure it for 30 seconds. Then after you cure it for 30 seconds, you're going to use a pair of old scissors. Do not use good scissors for this. And go ahead and cut off that excess side. You may have to add a small dot of diamond glue gel on one or both sides and give the nail another cure to be sure that both sides of that necklace are secure on the nail. If you need to do that, go ahead and cure it again for 30 seconds. These next couple of bracelets are just simple, thin gold bangles. Using your yellow vegan brush again and the gold chrome paint, we're just going to paint two lines. We're going to make the first one wider than the second one. And you can paint these two without curing in between if you want to. Since they're just two gold lines, I think we can handle that. For this next bracelet, just use the tippy tip of your brush so that this one closest to the free edge is super thin. Using the very tippy tip of your brush is a great way to paint a super thin line. The way that we taper these bracelets down in size is what makes this bracelet nail so cohesive and so beautiful. I mean, it looks like a pretty arm with beautiful bracelets on it, doesn't it? I love it. Now we're going to go back and add one last bracelet above this tortoiseshell bracelet because this bracelet needs more pearls on it, don't you think? So we're going to paint a line of diamond glue gel just like we did with the other bracelets. We're going to go above the tortoiseshell bracelet, starting from the center and out on both sides. We're going to try to paint it as straight as we can, but we're going to remember that we're also adding pearls, and that will help us get the line straight. So you're going to grab a bunch of these smallest pearls, and it's going to take several, so just get several out onto your mat. That way they're all ready to go. Then get ready to start placing them on your nail using the wax tip tool again. Such a handy little tool. I love this tool. I love that one end is the wax tip tool for picking up crystals, and that end is actually replaceable. So if you get gel on it, you can get it replaced. And I love that the other end, I can move my gems around wherever I need them to. It's like a little dotting tool. It's just such a cool little tool, and it's really pretty too. So just place all your pearls in the line where you need them to go. And once you're done placing them, and remember, go all the way to the edge, but you don't want them hanging off of the edge. Then flip it around and make sure you scooch them all into place so they're all in a straight line, and you can use that tortoiseshell bracelet as your guide. It's kind of been like our North Star on this bracelet, like everything goes off of that tortoiseshell bracelet. So scooch them where you like them, where you need them to go. Make sure they're all straight, and once you get them straight, you're going to cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. The final step in this nail is applying top coat to the gold bangles that you made earlier. Place a dollop of top coat gel on your mat, then carefully paint over each of the little gold bangle bracelets using just the tippy tip of your brush, and go ahead and cure each one individually. That way the top coat doesn't self-level and run off of the bangle onto your background. Once those have cured, your bracelet nail is complete. This is such a fun design. This nail looks like it's ready to hit the town. Please share yours in the Endless Education group on Facebook. We love to see your work. Thanks for watching.